are standing on holy ground. Love and light and joy abound. We are standing on holy ground. Would you join us? Holy, holy, holy ground. We are standing on holy ground. Love and light and joy abound. We are standing on holy ground. Holy, holy, holy ground. We are standing on holy ground. Love and light and joy abound. We are standing on holy ground. Take it, Trey. Standing on holy ground, love and light and joy abound. We are standing on holy ground. And everything I need to know about what lies before me, everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me, everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me, everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me, through the mind of God within me, through the mind of God within me.
Well, how's that for a good way to start the morning? Yay. Do you want to cheer a little more? Yeah. I always do after the first song or two. Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Santa Rosa. I'm Nancy Reynolds, a member and former trustee, and absolutely in my favorite place for Sunday mornings, sharing it with all of you. So thanks for being here. I'd like to also say hello and welcome to our live stream and online viewers. Thank you for being with us. We always know you're here, and we're glad that you're part of our community, so welcome to you as well. We like to start our service by sharing a bit about who we are and what we have to offer as a community. So let me start by directing you to our website, CSLSR.org. What I love about the website is everything that's going on at the center is there. And if you love wandering around websites, you'll have a great time. If you'd like to go straight to the whole list of things that are happening, look for the monthly bulletin, and you'll find that under the photo of the typewriter. That's got everything that's going on at the center. When you go to the website, you will discover that we are passionate about spiritual education at our center. That means that we have lots of classes and workshops scheduled throughout the year, and you can grab a copy of the current education catalog at our information desk out in the social hall, right outside the sanctuary. There's some really good stuff in there, so this is what it looks like. I want to make sure you know it and can grab a copy. I'm going to talk about a couple of the things that are in there, but I'm only going to be able to give you a sample. That's at the end of the service. So to see it all, please do stop by and grab your copy. I also want to mention that we have a vibrant youth and family program for teenagers, middle school and elementary age children, as well as our precious infants and toddlers. Our program is a wonderful way for the children in our community, your children and grandchildren, to get connected to our community as well as take their first or next steps on their own spiritual journeys. Jennifer Caldwell is the person who leads our youth program, and she'll be here at the end of service or toward the end of service to share some really fun updates about the youth and family program. She'll also be in the social hall after service if you'd like to ask her some questions, and you can always email her, really easy email address, youth@cslsr.org. Now, would you please join me in speaking aloud our vision and mission as a community? The Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that promotes global transformation through personal transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. We are motivated by a compelling vision of a healthy, loving world, which we call the global vision. This vision inspires us to bring the gifts of compassion, integrity, and loving kindness to the world through our programs and teaching. Together, we are helping create a world that works for everyone. We follow this vision through the 5 core spiritual practices of our teaching. Would you please read those with me as well? Spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, and spiritual circulation. One of the ways our center shares its love is by the giving of flowers. Today's flower dedication is from, that's these right here, is from Olivia and Lou Kinsler, and it is for Christopher Fritchie and our band. Here's what Olivia and Lou have to say. They say, cheers, and that's in all caps, so I think they're really excited about that. Cheers. Here's to Christopher and the house band. Christopher, you are a highly professional and creative musician and talented choir conductor. Bravo. And again, all caps. And there's more. We are so blessed to have a house band that rocks. You've heard them. Give them some love. Thank you, Olivia and Lou. We also use flowers to extend an extra warm welcome to our first-time visitors. First-time visitors, I would like to invite you to please stand as you can, or just raise your hand right where you are. And Linda and Donna would like to bring you a flower as a token of our welcome, along with one of our welcome packets. And if you are watching online for the first time, hi to you as well, a very special warm welcome. And we would invite you to put a message in the chat to let us know that you are here, and thanks for being here. I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, the prayer, the practices, and the message from Dr. Edward is exactly what each one of us is ready for the next step of our spiritual journey. Again, you are welcome here. Now, please enjoy some music, which will lead us into a short time of silent contemplation and our prayer.
I listen to the part of me that knows my path is laid before me, showing me which way to go. I needn't wonder if I'll be guided home, every choice along the road. God will always show when I listen to the part of me that knows. listen to the part of me that knows my path is laid before me, showing me which way to go. I needn't wonder if I'll be guided home, every choice along the road God will always show when I listen to the part of me that knows. I needn't wonder if I'll be guided home, every choice along the road God will always show when I listen to the part of me that knows.
Limitless, everlasting, a reservoir of peace that goes on and on and on. The Creator and its creation, us, surrounded by, imbued with this peace and a joy and a light and a love and a laughter and a community. God is right here in this very moment, and the next and the next and the next. Opening, offering, gifting this bigger truth right alongside anything else, that life is for us. I am one with this truth, as is everyone here, online, and in the broader planet. Knowing this, I bless this time. I bless the bread that's out in the social hall that smells so magnificent, and the good work that it will be supporting. I bless the message and the music and the smiles and hugs. I give thanks, and with a heart just absolutely full up, I lift up this prayer to the law of mind. I give it to the one who has already made it so. And together we say, and so it is. Good morning. My name is Tamira Hume, and I am a practitioner here at our beautiful center, and I invite you to read the affirmation with me right now. The universe is always conspiring for my highest and best. Thank you.
What would I do if I knew that I could not fail? If I believed, would the wind always fill up my sail? How far can I go? What could I achieve? Trusting the hero in me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where fools and dreamers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. One step would I take today if I were brave. What would I do do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What if we're all meant to do what we secretly dream? What would you do if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a sea, are there miracles in you and me? If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where fools and dreamers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even in losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? If I refuse to listen to the voice of fear, would the voice of courage whisper in my ear? If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where fools and dreamers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What steps would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave?
Thank you so much. And that's not Jeff on the drums, that's Nick. Said hello everybody in the band and congratulations on the beautiful flower dedication. I agree with that 100%. What a beautiful music experience we have when we come to the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa. Good morning. Oliver Wendell Holmes is a Supreme Court justice recognized for his service, his long service. He's among those that served for a very long time, and he had these opinions on civil liberties that were very highly quoted throughout time. And he said this that relates to our topic this morning. I find the greatest thing in this world is not so much where we stand, but in what direction we are heading. To reach the port of heaven, we must sail sometimes with the wind and sometimes against it. But we must sail, not drift or lie at anchor. There's the question for us today. Where are you going in your life? Where are you headed? And consider that a ship at anchor may be safe, but that is not what ships are made for. So our focus today is to ask not only the question, where am I going in my life, but what is stopping me from picking up anchor, letting go of the shore, the safety of the harbor, and sailing into the newness of what life might be for me. Well, letting go is complicated. Yeah, it's different things to different people. For some, it means letting go of an unhealthy habit or an obsession. For some, it may mean letting go of a relationship that has been complete for some time. To others, it may mean letting go of a memory or an attitude or an identity or a way of being or certain kind of body mobility. There are all kinds of things that can be let go of, and some of them serve as blocks that get in the way of moving into and embracing newness in life when we attached to them. Now, if any of this is true for you or stimulating, I invite you to consider this acronym, ICOT. Say that with me so you can remember it later. ICOT. It stands for I, imagination, C, commitment, O, openness, and T, trust. So let's dive in. Imagination. Use your imagination to answer the question, where am I headed? Or where am I going? Because you may not know yet, and it's okay if you don't know yet. We can start, if we don't know yet, by asking the question, how do I imagine I would feel when I get to wherever there is? And if you do have a very clear idea of where you want to go next in life, but you're concerned about what other people may think, or you don't know how it can possibly happen, then think about all of the good and fine ideas in history that were based on ideas that were thought impossible at the time. From the airplane to the sewing machine, from space travel to inoculation, Benjamin Franklin's electricity, Bell's telephone, even the submarine. So, note to self. Don't deny myself the joy of imagination just because I don't know how. It will come to pass. Note to self. Don't let my vision be connected to what I've always been able to do in the past or to what other people believe is possible or impossible. Just ask the question. Dream a little. You know, we did not know how we were going to afford this building. We did not know how we were going to turn it into our spiritual home with everything that had to be done. We did not know anything about the logistics of construction. We also didn't know how we would make it through the pandemic. But we had a vision for how it would feel when we got here. No one may know how the newness in your life will come to pass. And so your vision for yourself can't depend on what others have been able to achieve. But here is what it must be, I think. It must be stirring and soulful and important to you. And it must come from within your heart. It must come from that center within, the place that knows. We sang about it in the song. The place, the seat of compassion and loving kindness, that place where you are connected to all that is, the place that respects the interconnectedness of all life. In other words, from the place of respect, loving kindness, not from the place of selfishness and greed. Nona Brooks was the mother of a sister organization called Divine Science, and she gave some cautionary words for when it comes to having a vision, using your imagination for your greater good. She said this. Now this is tough. There are those who say that every desire of humankind is a God-given desire and should be cherished. This does not ring true. It might have been if we had never turned our thinking away from our God selves if we had remained true to principle, then every hope in our hearts would be worthy. Since we have departed in our thinking from our source, the inner impulse is not always a godly impulse. For example, the desire to get the business of another or what belongs to a neighbor. Is that a true impulse? No. And there are many similar conditions in the human heart. So, hence, the teaching that encourages us to formulate and concentrate until we get what we desire is a dangerous doctrine. The metaphysical movement has suffered from this very teaching. So let that be our caution when using our imagination to steep it in what is in the center of compassion in our hearts. Then the second part of ICOP is commitment. First, use the imagination to get a vision of the newness in your life, and then get committed to it. And this can be the hard step, because you may not have all of the information about how it will happen. And it's difficult to commit when you don't have all the details. And yet, this is exactly how life is. It's the way of things, like buying a house with a variable interest rate mortgage. No matter what anybody says to you, you don't really have a solid idea of what your payment's going to be. But you take a chance anyway and commit. Like having children. We don't have full disclosure of how they will turn out. But we take a chance anyway and commit. Like getting into a relationship. You never, ever have all the information about how it will go. But you take a chance and commit anyway. And there are many situations like that in life where we have to take a chance. We have to make the commitment knowing that there are unknowns and twists and turns. And then, after I say yes to the vision in my heart, after I commit to being present and available to it, that's when things start to shift and change in me. And that's when the currents of life start moving me in the direction of that vision. Now, what does commitment look like for you? I can say what it looks like for me. Something like cultivating a positive mindset about the vision, thinking about it with possibility and favorability, connecting with people who support me in the vision, investing regular time for it. In other words, prioritizing activities that align with it, regularly feeling the feeling of what it might be when it arrives, and acknowledging and celebrating progress as it happens. That's what it might look like. And then, the most important part, the next part of the ICOP, is to stay open, open, open. Because you might have to adapt and shift and learn along the way, because things may not be revealed to us up front, but they will clear up along the road, and you have to be flexible with that as new information becomes available. Things may not be revealed up front, but it is the commitment to, it's the saying yes to the vision that draws out the necessary details. This is the way of things. Now, some of us may get stuck, holding onto the shore. Perhaps we prefer to wait for certainty, for clear signs. And if that certainty is based on how we've always done it, we may stay stuck for a very long time. Because maybe the newness wants to come to us in a new way. And that's where the openness comes into play. Open means paying attention to the clues and the cues that life gives, and then following up on them. Now, if you're one of those people that says often, I've already tried that. I've already read that. I've already done that. Then this might be your opportunity to practice opening up by shifting your awareness and paying attention to life. Because the next clue and the next cue might come in the lyric of a song, or through a sign on a billboard, or through a chance encounter, or even an overheard conversation in the supermarket. So you might consider letting this next week be like a treasure hunt for you. And you might say to yourself frequently over the week, I'm open to the clues and cues of life. Try saying that with me. I am open to the cues and clues of life. You know, self-talk is very important. Talking about the cues and cues of life presenting themselves to us, a very, very famous quote from the writer Goethe wrote this. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy. The chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur when we commit to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issue from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents, meeting and material assistance, which no person could have dreamed would come their way. Whatever you can do, or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin now. One day, change it to day one. And then we have to apply the fourth idea in ICOT. So maybe you know what it is. Trust. So use your imagination to get the vision. Commit by saying yes to it. Be open by paying attention to life's cues and clues, and then trust. And I'll tell you why. Because you see, there comes a point where it seems like we have gone as far as we can, and then this space appears, this expanse, the place between what I can do and whatever the perceived destination is. And then trust is the element that comes into place over here, the stepping out. So here's a story that I tell frequently that illustrates this trust element very well. It goes like this. A tightrope walker demonstrates to a crowd that she can walk on a rope stretched across a canyon. When she returns to the spectators, she asks, "Do you believe that I can walk across the rope?" "Yes," they reply. Then she takes a wheelbarrow and walks across the rope, pushing it ahead of her, carefully to the other side and back. When she returns, she asks the delighted crowd, "Do you believe I can walk across the rope, pushing a wheelbarrow ahead of me?" "Yes," they reply with growing excitement. Then she puts one of her friends in the wheelbarrow, and to the crowd's amazement and enjoyment, she conveys the friend safely across the canyon and back on the rope. The tightrope walker asks the crowds, "Now, who would like to climb in the wheelbarrow and let me carry them across?" Silence. That's the gap. Even though I may have watched her walk and complete the journey safely several times across the canyon and back, there remains a gap between my observation and my experience of it. Between my head and my heart, maybe we can say. It's the gap that people are talking about when they say they had to go out on a skinny limb, on a skinny branch, out on a limb, where it's scary and uncertain. And I can't know if I'm going to make it safely across, like the other passengers in the wheelbarrow. So I ask myself, what is it then that I am trusting in that moment when I decide? Well, I know what I am. I'm trusting, first of all, the call that comes from the center of my being, I'm remembering that phrase. It's not so much where I'm standing in life, but it's where I'm heading. I'm thinking about that. And I'm also considering that it is helpful and sane to be honest about the unknown element. Yep. There is a big I don't know in it. Now, I may still decide to climb into the wheelbarrow of life. And when I make that decision, I may be trembling. And if I fall, it's not because life rejected me, or because I was bad, or because I didn't have enough faith, or because I didn't pray hard enough, or because I didn't believe enough. If I fall, it's because sometimes people fall. Sometimes relationships change. Sometimes careers end. Sometimes this or that. There's risk in the adventure called life. I know what else I can trust. I can trust goodness in the form of the people who help me get up when I fall. I know what else I can trust. I can trust the self within me, the place where I'm connected to all that is. You see, I don't believe in a divine being that is kind of like a superintendent, like, watching over things with a sort of random favoritism. No. I believe in call it intelligence that runs through all life. And I think of it as being present and available everywhere, in all people, in all beings, in all life, and in me. And I'm learning to tune into it and be more aware of it, tune into it, be more aware of it, to help me figure out when I should get into a wheelbarrow and when I should not. And when the feeling is clear enough that I should get in, it still often takes a tremendous amount of courage to let go and to set sail. Now, if I cotton this message is making you feel more anxious than excited, I invite you to consider this poem by Sapphire Rose, which to me is like a giant breath of fresh air. It's like a sigh of relief every time I read it. It's entitled, She Let Go. And it goes like this. She let go. Without a thought or a word, she let go. She let go of the fear. She let go of the judgments. She let go of the confluence of opinions swarming around her head. She let go of the committee of indecision within her. She let go of all the right reasons, wholly and completely, without hesitation or worry. She just let go. She didn't ask anyone for advice. She didn't read a book on how to let go. She didn't search the scriptures. She just let go. She let go of all the memories that held her back. She let go of all the anxiety that kept her from moving forward. She let go of the planning and all the calculations about how to do it just right. She didn't promise to let go. She didn't journal about it. She didn't write the projected date on a day timer. She made no public announcement or put an ad in the paper. She didn't check the weather report or read her daily horoscope. She just let go. She didn't analyze whether she should let go. She didn't call her friends to discuss the matter. She didn't do a 5-step spiritual mind treatment. She didn't call the prayer line. She didn't utter one word. She just let go. No one was around when it happened. There was no applause or congratulations. No one thanked her or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was what it is. And it is just that. In the space of letting go, she let it all be. A small smile came over her face. A light breeze blew through her. and the sun and the moon shone forevermore. So let us take a moment then to call to mind something in your life that you may feel is time to gently consider letting go of. And if it feels safe for you to do so, comfortable and safe to let your eyes close, then I invite you to do that. But if you're in that place where you may want to keep your eyes closed because it feels more comforting, open, you can do that too. And then just listen to this exercise as if you're listening to a podcast. And then, eyes closed or open, use your imagination to move gently forward in time, not very far. And without thinking how it is possible, imagine that you have safely and gently let go. You've arrived already on the other side of this situation. And then using your imagination, ask yourself, what does it feel like arriving there? Who am I in this state of having let go? And then identify yourself with that feeling, as if you are considering it to be like a lighthouse, a beacon, a guide for your forward movement. There is only one life, or one intelligence that is in and through all things, that is the source of all creativity, and that is the seat of compassionate, creative kindness in all that is. And I am part of that, and it is in me as it is in each person here. And as we, through this prayer, tune into that self within, its nature reveals itself through our thoughts and our visions and our dreams for life. Today I'm realizing that it within me and within us is an infinite source of possibility, support, creativity, and guidance. And by tuning into it today and by using our beautiful imaginations, we are participating in the creative process. And so I let this moment in time be a blessing to me, and I let the thoughts and feelings and visions stand as a guide for my forward motion in the world. I give thanks for this moment of insight and inspiration, and I release this word of prayer to that aspect of the divine that we call the law, that which responds. And I invite you to complete this prayer with me by saying gently, and so it is. And then a breath in, followed by a sigh. And once again, a breath in, followed by a sigh. And using that breath, we make a transition to the part of our service where we practice the law of circulation. I love to begin with that part of circulation that is about gratitude and acknowledgement, thinking about the beautiful community we have created together and how we have indeed been in Sonoma County for 70 years. 20 years ago, we got our official certificate of occupancy, although we had been in the building for 5 years before that. And of course, 30 years ago, I started being the minister. So we have this 70, 20, 30 idea that we got to continue to celebrate this year. So we will be doing that. We'll be having several ways to celebrate together, because these are very important milestones. And we are co-creating together a center to stand for future generations, just as the founding members of this community got together in a living room in Santa Rosa. They had an idea, they didn't know how, and then this was being born through them. So how wonderful to think that something is being born through us today. And then I invite you to think about how you support the center and what a blessing it is. Many of you send in your contributions on the various methods that are available to us on our website, from electronic giving, and others have been flirting with the text to give. We love seeing that come through. We'll leave the text to give number up here in case you'd like to try it out. It's fun. You text the number and it'll give you instructions. Or perhaps you're one of those people who likes to give old school in person. We welcome and thank you for all the ways that you give to your center financially, as well as your volunteering and your prayers and your support and your kind-hearted thoughts about the center. All of it. Thank you. I invite the ushers to stand as you prepare your gift. Won't you place your hand on your chest and say after me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does amazing work in the world. And so it is. Ushers, please receive the gift.
Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. Won't you join us singing that? Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, where there is hatred, I will love. Where there is sadness, I will bring joy. Where there is darkness, I will shine. I am an instrument of peace. I am an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, where there is hatred, I will love. Where there is sadness, I will bring joy. Where there is darkness, I will shine. I am an instrument of peace. I am an instrument of peace. I am an instrument of peace.
Oh, I love that song. Very good. Well, I have lots of things to tell you about that are going on at the center. But first, I cannot wait to hear what Jennifer Caldwell is going to share with us.
I can barely wait to share it with you. Good morning. How are you guys? I'm so glad to be back. Did you know I went to Oregon? We went to camp. The theme was Keep Dreaming Forward. And man, was it a life-changing experience for all of us. 2 Mondays ago, so not this one, but the one before that, I was checking the travel plans, tying pretty bows on everything, making sure everything was in order. And suddenly I became aware that Spirit had a different plan because there was going to be a blizzard on Mount Shasta. I wasn't going to drive in that. So I met with everybody and we put our heads together, and thanks to some generous donations, we were able to fly. So we got to go. And that was so wonderful and magical. It felt like magic was literally happening right before my eyes. And so we kept dreaming forward. And so you may remember I told you we were taking 5 teens, 4 of whom had never been before, had no idea what to expect. And I didn't really have much idea what to tell them other than kind of what I knew about it. So we took the 5 teens and we had the largest contention. We got to meet San Jose, we got to meet people from Oregon, we got to meet people from Rhode Island, but Santa Rosa brought the largest contingency with us to camp. And so we showed up with bright eyes and not knowing what to do after a very long travel day. And during the next few days, we had 15-hour days scheduled. The teens did 5 workshops. Some of the workshops they did were learning about their own self-worth, like I am worthy of loving myself. And they got to learn about, one of them was really intense. It was learning how to deal with your really big emotions. Sometimes you feel really big emotions, and what do I do with that energy, and how do I deal with it? And so it was wonderful. During that time, our teens, some of them got to say their very first mind treatment out loud to a group. They got to do lots of fun things too. They got to do a dance. They got something called Love Awards, which is a camp tradition that they do, and I hope to get to share that more with you later. There was a talent show, and there's some talented teens. One of the teens decided his talent was blowing bubbles, so we got to see that. So we had lots of silly fun time too, and it snowed, 10 inches of snow, and so we got to deal with 10 inches of snow. And so I think there might be a slideshow, but I'm not really sure that I want to show you. Did it go? It went. Oh, good. And at the very end of camp, even more magic got made where 2 teens from our center stepped into leadership positions. And so they would like to go be team leaders at a future camp. So I'm going to be keeping sharing with you because it sounds like we're going back to camp again. And they're going to need some support and love from you guys. But that's my big fancy update for camp. I'm so excited for them. If you see them, they're still tired. They just got back Monday, and then they had to go to school Tuesday through Friday this week. So, say hi to them, tell them welcome back, and I'll see you guys hopefully giving you more updates about how we're prepping to go to next camp.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'm wondering when the teen camp for adults might be held. Oh, she knows that answer. Okay.
CSL Camp for Adults is actually happening this summer in Vernonia, Oregon, at the property that we helped to buy. It's in July. If you want information about that, I'd be happy to share it with you.
Okay, I'm in. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay, let me tell you what's going on around here. Our first AIDS Life Cycle Bake Sale for 2024 is today, right after service. Yeah. This is the 9th year that our team has embarked on this 7-day ride from San Francisco to Los Angeles in support of 2 incredible organizations. These organizations provide HIV and AIDS medical care, testing and prevention services, and support people living with AIDS. The ride is 545 miles, which is really far on a bicycle, and it's hard. And I know that because I did the ride in 2018. And I will tell you that I could not have done this ride if it wasn't for our team. It would not have been possible. But what was possible was being surrounded and supported by people who believed I could do it, even though I was absolutely certain I could not. But the power of showing up is quite incredible. These riders, our riders, who you're going to meet at the bake sale, are incredibly generous and so dedicated to making a difference in the world. So please be sure to pick up some delicious baked goods after service and share your love and financial support with our team. By the way, they are also looking for a few new riders to join the team. If you are up for a challenge, the more riders we have, the more money we can raise for this cause. And that is because each rider raises at least $3,500. Last year, our team raised more than $17,000. And if riding isn't your thing, and maybe you don't want to get too involved with the fundraising itself, they are also looking for roadie volunteers, which is another extraordinary experience. So they're out there, there's photos, lots of good stuff. There is something else happening today that you may want to know about, and that is the Jin Shin Jitsu workshop led by Donna Lamke. That's today from 1 to 3. In the workshop, you will learn a powerful, body-centered healing modality that can just uplift your life and lock into place your self-care practice. You can sign up on the website. You can do that right from your phone or at the computer kiosk out in the social hall. On the website, look for the photo of the hand with the rainbow. And they also told me that you can sign up at the door and pay at the door. So don't not come just because you're right down to the wire. You just maybe get there a few minutes early to get signed up. The workshop is in Wagoner Hall in the north wing of this building. In case you don't know, you exit and come around. It's behind the stage. So you just enter through that outside door. The next one, this is for all you readers. Any book lovers here today? Yeah, book lover. Oh, yeah, Tamara, I knew that. I am too. For me, there's nothing better than a good book and a comfortable couch. So I'm excited to share with you a new event coming up on Sunday, February 18th. It's called Sharing Our Books. And it's a spin on the Sharing Our Bounty events that we do in warmer and drier weather. Here's how it works. You are invited to bring your books, ones you've already read and ones that you no longer need or want, and they will be stacked up on tables in the social hall between services. And then we get to browse and take home any books that call our names. And by the way, the books will all be free whether you bring books to exchange or not. And this isn't just for spiritual books. All literary genres are welcome to the table. Fun, right? Yeah, good. Okay, next I have a class to tell you about. Reverend Scioto Bell is leading our core class, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. Starts in 2 days, on Tuesday the 23rd. I want you to imagine taking your old ways of thinking that aren't working quite so well and swapping them out for new beliefs that are rooted in love and possibility. That's what Reverend Scioto will be guiding you through in this class. It's a perfect class for anyone who is new to our teaching or is ready for a refresher. And you can sign up on the website, look for the photo of the clouds, and don't forget, there are scholarships available to help offset the cost of this class. And if you'd like to find out if you can qualify for one of those, just send an email to Reverend Russ. Now, let's talk about music. Our center is hosting Kirtan Master Mangalananda at the end of the month. Kirtan is a beautiful spiritual practice of musical meditation and community singing. Mangalananda will be here next Sunday, January 28th at 4 p.m. for a full Kirtan concert that will inspire us to remember the spirit within. And the music doesn't end there. Karen Drucker will be back for a sweet Wednesday evening Valentine's Day music and spoken word experience. That will be on Wednesday, February 14th, 7 p.m., a Valentine's Day evening filled with music, poetry, community, and of course, love. Speaking of Wednesday evening, if you are looking to go deeper into our Science of Mind teaching, let me tell you about our Wednesday evening service. What happens on Wednesdays is we share spiritual inspiration and exercises and practices you can use to discover your own spiritual path and stay connected to that beautiful divinity within. This Wednesday, Reverend Russ will be continuing the conversation, oh, I love this one, about how we can energize our goals and visions for 2024. There will be tea and cookies and freshly baked bread, beautiful music from Christopher Fritchie, and you and hopefully the friends you bring. Last one from me, Dr. Georgia Prescott will be speaking with us and sharing her workshop, Just Say No to Graceful Aging. Isn't that great? That will be on Sunday, February 11th. This is going to be an inspiring workshop for those, I'll say it, those of us who want a new way of thinking about the later years in life. You can sign up on our website by clicking on the photo. I love this. It's a photo of the word no. No, no, no to graceful aging. All right, that's it for me. I'll see you at the bake sale, and back to Dr. Edward.
Oh, thank you, Nancy, for the beautiful hosting. Oh, wonderful. Hey, what's happening on June 30th? Well, we haven't told you yet, so you wouldn't know. But I know this is going to take a lot of announcing and preparation. You're going to have to screw your head off and turn it back on, because we're going to do something out of the ordinary. You know that there's like a whole nother service where hundreds of other people, there are two communities that would never meet. So on June 30th, we're having one service for everybody at 11 o'clock, followed by a community barbecue. Yeah. It's going to be beautiful chaos. Because no matter that we announce it 6 months in advance, that still we're going to forget, right? I shouldn't affirm that. We won't forget. It's already planted like a seed in consciousness. One service on June 30th at what time? 11, followed by, it's coming. It's coming. It's going to be so amazing, because you're going to meet people in your own spiritual community that you're going to say, oh my gosh, I remember you from 10 years ago, right? We're going to meet each other all over again. So that's coming. Yeah. And now if there's something that is incomplete in you, or if you cried yourself to sleep last night, or you just have something in your life that you want to gently let go of, please do not go home without taking advantage of our in-person prayer available to us right here in the sanctuary. And also, if you're online, just go to our website and you'll find the link to our Zoom prayer, after service prayer, where you can do the exact same thing. And then the prayer practitioner will listen to your request and create right there in the moment a custom-made spiritual mind treatment just for you. With that in mind, now won't you please stand as you are able, saying, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you are guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly, so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. Now let us close in song. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next week.
I am a prayer for peace. Wherever I go, peace goes with me. I feel peace inside. Every breath, peace abides. I know the joy of peace. I choose fear to release. Every moment love wakes up, and peace is every step. Yeah, peace is every step. Peace is every